Good morning. Great morning to every single one of you. Good morning. Good morning. David Davis, Reyes, hola Oscar, salud. How you doing? Good morning. Mary Max Patton, Smith, hey Oscar, how you doing? Beverly Astleyson, how you doing? Good morning. Lisa Cooper also, Cindy Luttrell, good morning. Karen Jones, big hug to you, good morning. Sherry Montgomery Anderson, hi Oscar, so glad to catch you live. You knocked into the dark of the light. Good morning. What's going on in the other side? Which other side? Pedro Santiago. Good morning. Good morning to every single one of you guys. I'm glad Jim was on your show. Yeah, Jim, we did a couple of shows, and we planning on doing a lot more activity, and we plan to do more, educational shows on regarding the immigration factor in his part over there in New Mexico. You know, we got Anthony also in El Paso, my partner, Conservative Anthony. Follow Conservative Anthony as he is running for Congress in District 16 of El Paso, that everybody's watching. And we are, we're collaborating now, and we're coming together as it's really important for us to work together and to basically get as much information as we can. Good morning to everybody. Thank you so much. Good morning to everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice, as we are doing our morning live feed. And I will touch some of the subject. It is real, and it's real delicate. I don't like to touch the religion subject. It's a topic that is really delicate, and it extends to a point that you don't debate. People argue. Trump set to be impeached. Oh my God! Wow. Trump set to be impeached. Nancy Berry is saying that Trump is set to be impeached. I don't think that he's going to get impeached. Really, I don't think so. I think that he is. They're not going to accomplish that. They don't have enough evidence, and he has done all the contrary of what all the Democrats want. He has created better economy, better jobs, and he has created the word patriotism again in the land of the free and the home of the brave. So let's get right into it on a topic that is kind of like involves religion. It involves religion. 2 days ago, they sent me a link that it was from a Methodist church over here. They had an image, a picture that they put up, and that El Pesebre, we call it over here in Mexico, that is where Jesus was. That is where Jesus was born. And over here, when in the culture, Catholicism over here, and I don't know in the United States how they're accustomed, we put the birth scenario where El Pesebre, where Jesus was born, without little Jesus, on the middle where Mary and Jose they were. And when is the 24th going to the 12 o'clock at night, that is the 25th, we put Jesus in the middle as he was born, and we celebrate the birth of Jesus on the 25th of December. I'm sorry. I did a show. I did a live feed a couple of days ago, talking about a specific the nativity scene. Thank you so much. Nativity scene. The nativity scene. And you got the Los Reyes Magos. That these are the three Reyes Magos. If somebody can translate for me, thank you. And you got all these, you got donkeys and the nativity scene. You got, Angel Gabriel and all that stuff. So I did a show. I did a live feed I don't know, it was last week that I did a live feed regarding their number one, three wise men. Thank you so much. Everybody's helping me with my English. Thank you so much. And I did a live feed regarding talking about the number one thing that the socialists, liberals, and Democrats and all these people, leftists, use. And the number one strategy that is used by all these people, it is victimization. Victimization is the number one strategy and number one thing that these people use to victimize themselves, to make them feel like they are suffering. And they use particular organizations to make them feel that particular word, victimize. They use particular organizations. Let's say orphanages, shelters. They use people with families. They use churches. They use religion. You don't mess with religion until you have an agenda. And the agenda right now from the Vatican is funding the United Nations for an open migration pact. That is the agenda for the Vatican, funding all these globalist pacts. And now you have on the United States a Methodist church that, let me just quick, parenthesis. 3 weeks ago, I did a show in Playas de Tijuana, a live feed on YouTube that practically explains how all these religions are coming together. It was the Methodist church, it was the Christian church, there was a priest from the Catholic church, and there was an imam from the Islam religion. All four of them together in one little place, praying together. Coming together at peace. I don't know why there was not a rabbi in there, because, Jewish religion, Jewish people is really important in the world, but there was no rabbis. So, this is really important. Really important how they use their agenda. All of these people, we know now, we see through you. We see through you. You're not going to see through us. That people over here in Mexico, that we understand what you guys are doing. And a lot of people in the United States of America are opening their eyes. And they see right through you. They see right through your strategy. And the number one strategy, man, they're censoring me like a mother right now. But I don't care. I will keep on going. The number one strategy that they use is victimization. Victimize. Why they're using the Methodist Church, a scene, the nativity scene, as a scene of guilt that has to do with right now's politics and immigration politics. What has that have to do with right now's politics and regarding the United Nations Pact? What has that have to do? And this is how they are going to start indoctrinating people using really delicate scenes. The Methodist Church used the scene and put Joseph in a cage standing with his clothing. It's a statue of Joseph. And then on the middle, they put a cage with Jesus in el pesebre, in the cradle. And then on the other cage, they put Mary on the other cage. So it's basically saying that Joseph and Mary migrated, and they were not put in the cage. And that, on that particular time, they were not mistreated as they were migrating. And now, Trump is the one that is putting people in cages. Cages. That they're not cages for people to understand. And the one that put them in cages was since Clinton. And then Obama was part of it. Trump is not putting nobody in cages. They are holding cells. In immigration and in ICE, that is what they're called. Holding cells. Holding cells, they are put for people that just cross irregular to the United States, and they commit a federal crime that is called illegal entry, and is punishable in the United States by 8 months to 12 months to 15 months. And if you cross again and you are caught, it's called re-entry. That is another crime. That is a federal crime. So the Methodist Church put Joseph in one cage, baby Jesus on another cage, and Mary on another cage. Now, what are they doing? If you go to this Methodist church and you immediately arrive to the Methodist church, you arrive with your kids. Let's go to church, everybody, family, let's get together. Little Shane, little Mary, dressed up. We're going to church Sunday. Okay, wife, get the kids ready. I'll have the car ready in 5 minutes. You go to church. You arrive to church with your children. And it's the season of Christmas. It's the season that we celebrate, the month that we celebrate the birth of Jesus. That it has nothing to do with the immigration factor. It has nothing to do with the immigration factor. But they're making it. So they arrive to the temple, church, whatever you want to call it. And they arrive. And when they arrive, they see, hey, the nativity scene is on the back. You want to go and see it? And you're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, family, you want to go and see the nativity scene? It's really beautiful. Year by year, they put, it looks really real. So you go with your kids all the way to the back. And when your kids see Joseph in a cage, and they see Jesus in the cage, and they see Mary in the cage, what do you think the kids are going to think? What do you think? You think those kids are going to be like, Mom, why are they in a cage? Well, I'll tell you why, son. It is because of Trump. Trump? What has to do with Joseph, Jesus and Mary in a cage? Because that, back in the day, they migrated without putting in cages. And now Trump is putting every migrant in cages. Also, Trump is bad, huh, Mama? Yes, it is bad, little Shane. And it is bad, little Mary. And it is bad, wife. As you see right there, Joseph, little Jesus, and Mary in a cage. Trump is bad. He's a bad, bad, bad person. That is what he's doing to everybody. He's putting them in cages. And imagine, he's separating families. So this is an example that you are separating life. Indoctrination, victimization. It is the number one strategy from the liberals, leftists, socialists, Democrats in your party over there in your political party, churches, religion, and the open border mafia, like Jim Bemby says. Open border mafia. Victimization. Let's create an atmosphere that we are feeling oppressed. Let's create an atmosphere that we are feeling guilty. Let's create an atmosphere that they are separating families through the church, through the most important thing that Christians and Catholics believe, that is on the birth of Jesus on the 25th of December. That is a really delicate day for every single Catholic Christian this month. It is a really delicate day. And these people use those strategies to victimize the nativity scene to make it look like it has to do with God now. The immigration, separation, that has to do with God now. And that has to do with the nativity scene. And that the immigration invasion that is happening by the United Nations, supported by the Vatican, it has to do directly with the birth of Jesus. It is amazing how they put everything together. And then, if you go over there and you say that is incorrect, they will feel what? Victimized. You're attacking, the birth of Jesus. This is a clear example of what is happening in our country right now. They're separating them. What has the birth of Jesus on the 25th of December have to do with the immigration invasion, the drug trafficking, the more than 32,000 kids trafficked in the caravan, the 2 federal buildings that they got burned in Mexico by the caravan, this fabricated migration that is not only by Central America, South America, Europe, Africa, and Asia, to one specific country. Why do we have to use the nativity scene to explain to all of that? Why don't you, instead of explaining to your children, Methodist Church, and instead of explaining to the people, why don't you explain what is really happening? And why don't you teach them, if you want to help, and if it's God's will to come over here and help, that's all you. But it has nothing to do with the nativity scene. Absolutely nothing. Disgusting. Disgusting. What these, people, and I'm sorry, I don't have nothing against the Methodist religion, beliefs, whatever you guys have. I don't got nothing against you. I don't have nothing against, your beliefs. But this is absolutely disgusting. As a Catholic, I'm going to tell you it's disgusting. Why? Because one thing has nothing to do with the other one. And you're using the birth of Jesus to create an idea of separation of family with the immigration issue, and you are practically blaming, if you open up more the subject, you're gonna blame ICE. Immediately, Border Patrol, Customs, ICE, because the questions start as you are seeing the scene. You're like, okay, there's Joseph in a cage, there's baby Jesus in another one, and there's Mary in the cage. Who puts them in the cage? When they cross and they come for help because they're suffering. Hold on a minute. Who's suffering? Well, all these people. And how the United States of America is going to support them? We got enough. We got more than enough. But you got a lot of homeless right here in California that are suffering. Hold on. We have to rescue the whole world because we took resources. The United States took resources from Central America, and every time start stopping it. Oh my God, they're suffering since thousands of years. But they are using now the nativity scene as a way to indoctrinate hatred to the immigration law in the United States of America. It is amazing. Amazing. They're using the birth of Jesus now. Wow. I'm just wow. I just saw that 2 days ago. I was going to talk about it on Saturday, but we had the interview of Jim Bemby on Sunday, and then I had to do a couple things on Saturday, and we had things to do. So I was like, I'll wait for it till Monday. I'll wait till Monday and I'll talk about it. How they're victimizing themselves, and it's a strategy to put the religion now in, and how you're going to attack the religion. They're really smart. It is exactly like what is going on with the global pact of immigration. They put the Pope to say the message, right? They use the Pope. And the Catholics, the really hardcore Catholics that really believe in the Pope, they're gonna be like, why you are attacking the Pope? You're going to hell because you're talking of the Pope. You're talking bad about the Pope. Like, hold on a minute. This is a globalist agenda. You have to listen to that. So they use vulnerable people to put out their message, and they victimize themselves to feel less, to feel oppressed, to feel that you need help. And then they opened up with a message that is, separation of families, poor kids, poor children, and all this stuff. Amazing. Amazing what this Methodist church did with the image of the nativity scene, with putting Joseph in a cage, putting baby Jesus in another one, and putting the Virgin Mary in another one. That it comes with a lot of things, that the global pact of education and all this stuff that is happening. So it is really amazing. It's really amazing what is happening. It's how you see things every day, and they blow your mind. You start seeing things, how these Agenda 2030 is really, it's happening slowly in every part of the world. In every part of the world, you're seeing this kind of stuff. You're seeing this kind of stuff. So it's really amazing how, I saw the other day, the Pope kneeling down and kissing the feet of an Hindu. I don't know what is it called? An Hindu priest or an Hindu pastor, or I don't know how, the Hindu leader. Kneel down and kiss his feet. Also, we have seen them kiss other religions' feet. The Pope kneeling down as a matter of respect and humbleness. But it is funny how all of the religions he's going and doing exactly the same thing, as saying, I will kneel down to you, but you will know that I'm the one that is going to be the embodiment of the old religions. It is unbelievable. It's happening in front of our eyes, and we don't see through the lines. It is amazing, this nativity scene that just happened. My God, man. My God, really. The victimization card, it is used on, you can see all this leftists, liberals, all these people that I'm talking about. You can see them constantly, see them through their lines. You can see how they use the victimization card. And they're really smart how to do it, people. They are really smart. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. You guys are smart. And like I said to the Mexican audience, you guys are really smart. Don't fall for the victimization card. That is, constantly saying, oh my God, I'm being this, I'm being that. Oh my God, they're doing this, they're doing that. They're telling me this, they're telling me that. Oh my God, they're separating family, they're doing this. I'm suffering. And then you respond a little bit back. Oh my God, he has responded back. He's a racist, he's a fascist. I told you about it, I told you. Victimization card. Really important. Put attention how they analyze every time that you see a post, or every time that you see somebody trying to use it. Immediately you're like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I know where you're going. I know where you're going. And if I respond and if I interact and if I engage with you, you will make me feel like you are the victim and I'm attacking you. It is really amazing. And it is now being used on religions. Methodist Church. Now the Vatican is using the Global Pact of Immigration to make everybody feel that kids are suffering around the world, that there is a crisis. Yes, it is a crisis, but it's time for the Vatican to, if you guys really want to resolve this crisis, the Vatican has the power of the world. They have a lot of power. Why don't they use that power to end the corruption inside every country? It is really easy to say, but it comes with a lot of factors and it comes with a lot of political interest. So it's really difficult to, make everybody understand. But to push the agenda to migrate to the United States is not the solution. And to start implementing on churches over here in the United States, in the Methodist Church, the separation of families through the nativity scene is disgusting. It's really disgusting. So that is, how's everybody doing? Good morning to everybody. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice. Thank you for joining me on this live feed on this morning. Wow, amazing, people. Nativity scene being used as, as a separation of families, to put Joseph on one cage, baby Jesus on another one, and to put Maria on another cage. It is amazing. Wow, they used that scene. I was surprised. I was like, wow, man, you use the nativity scene to put your agenda of separation of family, supposedly. Wow. So I was really surprised, but it's part of how they work, and it's part of how they, how they victimize themselves to make everybody think that this is really happening, and that it's all the fault of the president of the United States. God bless everybody that is watching me. I'm just like, because I'm so disgusted, man. I'm like, it's so amazing. It's amazing what is happening, but it is an open eye. It is an eye opener for everybody, and as you know, it's clearly a thing that it can't help us understand how they are using several scenes and scenarios for people to just understand the opposite of what the reality of what is happening. God bless you all. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice. I will be live later on this afternoon. Probably I will be live from a particular, random place to give you guys the reality and the truth about what is happening over here also. Questions that somebody wants to ask me, I'm right here for you guys. I'll give you guys 5 minutes for questions. If you guys have a question about the live feed of yesterday with Jim, and also if you guys, whatever questions you guys want to ask, it's okay. Go ahead. Also, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow my partner, Conservative Anthony, as he's running for Congress on District 16 of El Paso. Follow him at his page, Anthony Agüero, and also follow him on Instagram. You can follow Border Network News at Instagram and on Twitter. And you can follow me on my page and subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. If you guys, see my YouTube, if you guys want to see some lives at YouTube, I got something happening over there. Questions that somebody wants to ask or anybody wants to ask, I'm right here. Wow, Facebook is amazing, man, how they're censoring. Amazing. All right, people. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. And are they using the nativity scene in Mexico also? I missed no, they're not using it over here. They're not using it. over here. Do you see the violence in Reynosa? Yes, I saw the violence of the cartel in Reynosa, and not only there, it's happening all over the country. All right, everybody, have a beautiful day. Stay safe, and always remember peace and love, everybody, because always your country's first.